The Herb and Raj show, podcast show, except it's on YouTube. So is it the Herb and Raj YouTube? Yep. Anyway, we're on the road today in Tuscaloosa.
T-Tone.
Both of us are there.
Wink, wink. I'm there in heart.
It's actually in spirit. You have no heart. And yeah, I know it really was. We're just gonna go to the intro music. 3.
You want to do it?
No. We got a complaint about my intro music.
Shout out to Hoda.
Oh my gosh. He vetoed my intro music.
Hoda's cool. He was just joking around, but
you didn't even do it to my face though, Raj.
All right, I'll do it today, and then the next time you'll do an intro and outro music one more time. See if you can redeem yourself.
Okay, we'll see. After I finish crying a little bit.
Yes.
Right. 3, 2, 1.
Intro music. What?
I'm changing my name.
So, why are you doing that? You didn't even give me a reaction to that. Intro King? Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's time for our college football picks.
Yes.
Seems weird to still do the show when Alabama's not even playing.
I know, it's so weird. Tomorrow's going to be a weird day, but there's a few key games on here that we'll probably get into, and we'll see what's going to
we'll see what happens.
catch their interest.
All right, started tomorrow morning. Notre Dame at Syracuse.
What's that, 12 o'clock? Or 11 o'clock here, I'm sorry.
Syracuse blew that game.
The Clemson game?
Yeah.
Yep, we talked about that the day it happened, and I think we talked about it during the game. I knew they could have won that game. And I didn't realize this, but over the recent years, Syracuse, Clemson have had pretty close games almost every year for the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. If Syracuse makes any adjustments in the second half, they win.
They win the game, yeah. And that was the one they needed, too. So
yeah, shout out to Carey. I know that hurt him losing.
Yeah.
Carey is the anti-Alabama picker every week. And he's gonna text me as soon as he hears those. I don't pick him every week. That's what he's gonna say. It
Probably
was twice, so that's fine. Carey knows I love him. I think I'll take Syracuse at home in this one.
I'm taking them too. I think Notre Dame had a kind of an interesting season. I thought they would. I don't know. I thought they would have won a few more games than they have so far, but I don't know. I see Syracuse winning this game, and I think without looking at the rest of Syracuse schedule, I think they might only lose one more game the rest of the season, but it's not going to be tomorrow.
They're going to lose. I don't know who. I don't even know who they play. But not tomorrow.
I gotta dive into their schedule and take a look and see who else they have to play. But
why don't you have Bob check it out?
They what now?
Why don't you have Bob check it out?
Bob's off today. Remember, he's off today too. He was off yesterday. He's off today. Bob kind of does what he's freelance. I mean, I don't know.
So
I didn't want to tell you that, but yeah.
So he kind of does what he wants. Okay,
that's what he wants. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're picking Syracuse to win tomorrow.
Yeah, and they're only favored by 1.5, so I think they can cover that.
Yeah. Ohio State, Penn State.
Now, this could be an interesting game. If you got to, it depends on the perspective you look at it. If you look at it at how Michigan played Penn State in that result, then you're like, oh, then Ohio State's going to light them up.
Right.
But if you look at it how Sean Clifford has been playing over the past 2 or 3 games, especially last week, I think it's Minnesota. He had even though it's Minnesota, he still had a 3-touchdown game. So then you could kind of say, okay, I can see Penn State being in this game. Plus, they're at home. Even with all that said, let's be honest. I think Ohio State's winning this game. I think Ohio State has probably one of the best offenses in the country. It's them, Tennessee. I think us.
What would an Ohio State Tennessee game look like? I'm thinking 60s.
50. I would say 50 to like 55, something like that.
I say 62 to 61 and a half.
I could see that happening. I can see that happening. But they're pretty similar teams, both extremely great quarterbacks, Heisman Trophy, candidates. Great receiving core on both ends. I could definitely see that happen. And there's a possibility, and we'll probably get into this in later shows, that we could see that possible matchup depending on how the cards fall. So,
and that would be the day that I would just quit college football and just start watching, I don't know, professional badminton or whatever.
Ohio State versus Tennessee.
Yeah, I just don't know if I could do it. I'm taking Ohio State to win. I don't know if they cover the 15. I could see a little backdoor from Penn State because it's at Penn State. But I think Ohio State wins this game.
I was going to say, I got Ohio State by probably about 10, but I don't think they're going to cover the 15.5, only because they're on the road.
Right.
But
TCU at West Virginia. I'm gonna take TCU on the road. Oh, are you wanting to do the upset alert?
I'm gonna do the upset alert in this game. Can I do it?
No, you got to do the intro.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, but I'm gonna do it in your voice. Rogers, upset alert, upset alert, upset alert.
I'm taking
West Virginia.
I've said this numerous times throughout our podcast that there's always some weird things happening in the Big 12.
True.
Teams usually lose games that they shouldn't be losing. They win games that we probably thought they weren't going to win. With that said, this is going to be one of those weird games where TCU loses. I think West Virginia is going to win at home.
I'm taking TCU, but I can't argue against the West Virginia. TCU has been playing with fire. Every week they start off behind and they have to make a comeback.
Yeah.
And defense has not, necessarily been playing great. So I could see that. I'm still taking TCU, but I would definitely take like West Virginia in the 7.5 for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Cincinnati is actually an underdog, barely, or it's a pick'em on the road at UCF.
This is a quiet Cincinnati team. They're 6-1.
They got beat by Arkansas, and then everyone forgot about them.
That's what happened because that was the very first game of the season, and Arkansas has kind of slid downhill a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know what to think about Tennessee right now. I am gonna pick Tennessee to win this game.
Cincinnati, but that's fine.
I mean Cincinnati.
If Tennessee somehow wins if Tennessee somehow wins this game, that they deserve to be number one.
If Tennessee wins this game, we'll just stop the rest of the season and we'll crown them champion.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and take Cincinnati to win this game.
Yeah, same here. That gets us up to Illinois, Nebraska. Illinois is another quiet 6-1.
Yeah. And we've already, Nebraska's already had a head coaching change. Not sure how long the interim coach is going to be there.
Illinois lost to Indiana.
Who? Illinois?
Yeah.
I don't see how that happened.
Yeah, I don't get the. Okay. I'm taking them to win on the road here, but.
Yeah, same here.
And I hope none of my Nebraska friends get mad at me.
Yeah.
Okie State at Kansas State. Kansas State is actually favored by 1.5.
I'm taking Kansas State at home.
I'm taking Oklahoma State on the road.
You can have them.
Somebody actually posted, I read or I was listening to a podcast, Josh Payton, the Late Kick podcast, and he actually made a really good point. He was like, Nick Saban has, top recruiting classes every year, and he gets the most out of them. And he says, Mike Gundy at Oklahoma State never has top recruiting classes, and he gets the best out of them. He says there's different ways to approach who you're recruiting and what you get. So Gundy might be one of the more underrated coaches out there. But
yeah, and he's been at Oklahoma State for a while, too. He's built a really, really great
I think he was there when the university was built, to be honest. So I'm taking
the 1400s?
Yes.
Okay.
The 1400s? Wow. We didn't have education back then, Raj.
Yeah, we did. We had iPhones.
So moving on to Oregon and California. Oh, wow. Oregon wins this game. I don't know if they cover the 17 on the road. I don't know how motivated they are to play a not so great Cal team.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely taking Oregon in this game.
Bo Nix's season of success continues.
We're not going to talk about Bo Nix.
That's all I was going to say. I'm not saying he's going to be up for the Heisman. I'm just saying he's really turned things around ever since that first game with Georgia and Atlanta. I'm going to take Oregon, and I'm going to take Oregon to cover. Yes.
Big favorite alert. Big favorite alert. Big favorite alert. Oregon.
I don't know what that Mortal Kombat voice was at the end, but yeah.
Finish them. Cover 17. All right. Wake Forest.
Oh, Lord.
Is every other team out there 6-1? Like, what is going on?
It seems like a lot. Yeah.
I guess that's what it takes to get in the top 25, 6-1.
Basically. And Wake Forest's only loss was to Clemson. So
yeah.
Let's see.
And that was a tough one.
Yeah, that was a close one too. I'm going to take Wake Forest to win this game on the road.
I am too. Short line, Louisville only by 3. I'm taking Wake Forest.
Yeah, it's not a tall line there. Sorry.
USC and Arizona. It seems like USC has
Don't say USC.
Years.
Let's just say South Carolina because you could be throwing people off.
No, that's in the SEC segment. I'm actually talking about USC at Arizona.
My bad.
I want my apology in writing.
You won't get it in writing. I'll text you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll post it on the internet for everybody to see.
That's fine. That's fine. So, yeah. I'm sorry. Herb was right. USC at Arizona. USC's favored by 14.5. I am going to take USC on the road to cover.
Same here.
Yeah,
I think they get a. They've probably just been sitting idle, I guess, for a couple weeks. I think they come out firing. I think they beat Arizona. I think they cover. Michigan's gonna smoke Michigan State.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, maybe in years past this would have been a closer game, but I don't see Michigan State even coming close to. And Michigan's offense has looked a lot better these past few weeks than what I thought they would. So
yeah,
they have
they run really, the ball good run really game. Well. Yep. So
really
they
run
the ball.
Game, so.
Yep.
That's that first. But anyway.
Pittsburgh at North Carolina.
Again, North Carolina, another 6-1 team. I think their only loss was to. Gosh, I had to pull it. I looked it up earlier. It was
Notre Dame.
How did they lose to Notre Dame? Anyway, I got Pittsburgh covering at home. North Carolina covering.
Do you know where any of these places are? You take Cincinnati to Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and North Carolina. Are you okay over there?
I know where Pittsburgh is because that's where Dan Marino played college ball at.
Oh my God! Oh Lord, Raj. I see when Bob is off, you're just kind of off your game.
I know, and I got to get a better rapport with him because even though he's freelance, I still would like a text or something from him. But he just talks to me when he wants to talk to me, and I can't do anything about it. So.
Yeah. Hey, your pimp hand is way strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually just got a text from Bob. He says, "Stop talking about me."
Which is weird that he knows that because we're not live.
Bob knows everything. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's the scariest freelance guy of all time.
It's like freaking Michael Myers or something. I don't know.
And that's the guy that you're hiring and paying money to? Let's move on. Stanford at UCLA.
Yeah. I don't make the best decisions. But let's see. UCLA coming off the loss to was it Oregon? No. Yeah, it was Oregon. Yeah. I was thinking, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take UCLA at home.
Yeah, I think they get a little revenge. If this was a year past Stanford, huh?
You think they cover?
I don't know. Stanford's a hard one to figure out.
Yeah.
Stanford's either going to lose by a touchdown or lose by 30. So it's like I don't know. I don't know what they're doing right now. So yeah. But I will just take UCLA to win.
I got you.
Now let's jump over to the SEC. Arkansas at Auburn. You remember when you might have been excited for this game?
I know.
Doesn't that seem like years ago?
Let's see. Arkansas is favored by 3. This is in Jordan-Hare. I don't know.
I'm taking Arkansas on the road. Friends don't let friends pick Auburn.
Yeah, I can't do that either. So I'll take Arkansas. That's a good reason.
Yeah, Harsin gets fired at halftime.
Yeah. Florida, Georgia, like you just mentioned, in years past, this would have been a really, really great game to watch. Florida's 4-3; they're not doing bad, but they're not doing good either. The game is in Jacksonville, like it always is.
There's some push to move that game to the campuses.
Where is that starting next year?
No, there's just a move like they want to. I think I think they're under contract for one more year, so if they were going to move it, it needs to be now.
Yeah,
but having said all that, I mean, Georgia's winning this game. It's just how much do they win it by?
I don't think they'll cover, though.
Yeah, I think Florida gets a little backdoor cover.
Yeah.
So instead of losing by 24, they lose by 17.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson runs in a touchdown with 17 seconds left.
I know, just to break everybody's heart.
Or I guess Mississippi State, they could run it in with 0 time left on the clock, so who knows?
That wasn't funny, though. Yeah.
Dang,
I got you.
All right, man. Missouri at the other USC.
Yeah, they're. Well, let's see. USC's kind of having a pretty good season here. They're 5-2. They put a whooping on. Who did they beat? Was it
Texas A&M? Yeah,
A&M, and of course everybody's beating A&M this year. I'm going to go ahead and take South Carolina at home. I mean, they're playing Missouri. Missouri's not a great team, although they played Georgia pretty well.
That's their one claim to fame for the whole season. They play Georgia well. That's all we know about them. Can't name their players. Don't know anything's going on, but they played Georgia tough and Florida tough for a while.
That's true. That's true. I got South Carolina covered at home. Yeah.
Yep, and they're going to cover the 3.5.
Oh yeah.
This is the one you texted me about earlier.
Yes. So Tennessee's favored by 11.5. I thought it was 12 early. Well, I think it was always 11.5. I just rounded it up to 12. Anyway, or was it actually 12?
I think it was 12 at one point, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. We're still in that range, you know.
Okay. I just feel like this is kind of low. I think with the Tennessee's offense the way it is, Kentucky's 5-2, but Kentucky really hasn't played a lot of great teams.
Right.
To be honest with you. I think Tennessee wins by at least 2 touchdowns. To be honest,
I do too. It's weird. Yeah, I think it's so easy that I'm like, I'm missing something.
Yeah,
but yeah. I think I just don't think Kentucky can keep up. You know, especially at Tennessee. If it was at Kentucky, maybe their defense would get some stop, maybe. But
yeah,
no, I think Tennessee wins and covers. This is an interesting line.
Ole Miss and Ole Miss by 2. Wow.
Yeah,
and it's in Kyle Field. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss to cover this 2-point.
I'm gonna go with it, and it scares me that it's like this, but Texas A&M is just falling apart, man. Kids are doing stuff in the locker room they shouldn't do before games, and people are transferring left and right or sitting out. I don't even know who's gonna play. It just seems weird that the line is where it is. So I'm gonna take Ole Miss, and
I got Ole Miss by 2.
By 8:30, we might be feeling really stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to pay attention to the game since we still have to play Ole Miss in a couple weeks anyway. But with everything that you just said, and obviously we're both picking Ole Miss to cover. How much longer do you think Jimbo has there? Like, what do you think?
I think that buyout. I mean, they'd owe him like $85 million right now if he left. Yeah. I just don't. You know, remember how long they were. What's old Frost at Nebraska, and Gus Malzahn had like a $30 million one. Raj, imagine an 80 or 70. I mean, even if you wait a couple of years and it's like 60, that's a lot to pay somebody.
And the thing is,
coach.
Even if they're not coaching, you bring in a new coach. This new coach is going to have to get his recruits in. It's going to take time for him to get his recruits in, develop his recruits. It might take 3-4 years to do that. And you don't know where the program is going to be right now. Jimbo just had a number 1 recruiting class, so you don't know what's going to happen to some of those kids. Some of those kids might transfer. Even if Jimbo comes back, they might transfer anyway. Like, dude, we had a horrible year last year, so I'm just going to transfer anyway.
Yeah. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what Texas A&M is going to do. They're paying the man too much money. So
I don't know. I think they'll be 3-5 after tomorrow, and there's a good chance they lose 1 or 2 more games throughout the season. So for them to not even be bowl eligible though, that's just like,
what are we paying you for?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And once again, their claim to fame is going to be, we played Alabama tough.
Yeah,
that's not what everybody's paying.
Even though Bryce didn't play, but that's it. They almost beat Alabama. So,
all right, man. Let's go to Viewer's Guide.
All right.
You got to watch Ohio State and Penn State at 11.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
That TCU West Virginia might be a sneaky fun game though to watch. If you want to watch like maybe a more nationally prominent game, you watch Notre Dame and Syracuse. If you want to watch a game that's maybe got a little high scoring and crazy stuff happens, you'll do TCU West Virginia.
Yeah, but I think I'll have Ohio State Penn State on the big screen, and I feel like the Ohio State Penn State game will be good for like the first quarter, maybe going into the second quarter.
Right.
But then I think Ohio State's going to start to pull away, and then they'll cement their win in the second half.
Agreed. I guess at 2:30 you're going to watch Florida Georgia.
I am,
but not for long. I think we might have lost Raj for a minute. There we go.
Hopefully Anthony Richardson stays healthy, and he's able to help Florida stay in the game. That could be interesting, but I think Georgia wins.
Yeah. The Oklahoma State Kansas State, that'll be the game you flip over to when you really get bored of it.
Yeah.
And if you're in the South, maybe you flip over to Oregon Cal just to see Bo Nix run around.
Yep. I've been hopeful. Sorry.
So you got to watch Kentucky Tennessee at 6.
Yes, of course.
And then if you're in the South, your second game is definitely going to be Ole Miss and Texas A&M.
Yep.
And then, up north, your second game is Michigan State, Michigan.
Yeah, but I mean that's not going to be competitive at all.
Yeah, but if Tennessee is smoking them and Michigan is smoking them, I guess everybody should just tune into Ole Miss Texas A&M just to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to tune into the Ole Miss Texas A&M game just for the simple fact. Oh wait! It depends on how that first half of the Kentucky Tennessee game goes, and then I'll probably turn to Ole Miss A&M.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then your nightcap, if you want to stay up late, you can watch some Stanford UCLA. But I think UCLA is putting up 40 in that game.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
So if you want to see some score, there you go. Well, all right, Raj. I mean, another spectacular episode in the books.
Flawless episode.
Yeah.
Another Mortal Kombat reference. Go ahead.
Hopefully Bob doesn't cause you any trouble, though.
He will. I'll let you know because I know you can drive down here or fly down here and he can give you some backup.
Well, we're both in Tuscaloosa right now.
Oh, yeah, forgot.
So I can be right over. All right. Raj, you ready to take us out?
I'm always ready, Herb.
3, 2, 1.
The Lakers lost again. The Lakers lost again. The Lakers lost again. They're 0-5. Outro music.
Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.